was the one that said no skill. You know, you pop up in my feed quite a bit.
Well, I have 400,000 followers, and I do this for a living. So, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's just, it fascinates me that you would be supporting somebody that can't even remember their own name. And you think that person should lead our country.
When did Joe Biden forget his own name?
All right,
when did Joe Biden forget his own name?
Did you watch him last night when he froze again?
Joe Biden. Hold on. No,
that was
you guys
Mitch
are always
McConnell.
pulling. That's probably Mitch McConnell. I'll pull up the closest speech. This is.
It was within the last couple of nights. It's been showing on the news the last couple of days quite a bit.
No, maybe on your news.
No, it hasn't.
To do a study with raising the wages of union members, which I've fought like hell to have happen, and it's happening. And the unions are more popular now than they've been in a generation. I said, what's the effect of that? It raises everybody's wages. Everything raises. Because guess what? When you're making more money for the job you're doing, you're the best workers. We have the best workers in America, in the world. Look, remember those little computer chips that we invented those suckers, about the size at the end of a fingertip? Guess what? You need 300 of them to build an automobile. You need them for cell phones. You need them for all kinds of things.
Sounds reasonable to me. Here's Trump.
We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Well, you're just picking out. You got the few times.
Isn't that what you're doing?
No,
That's
I'm just saying. Just
literally what you're doing.
So you point to a time. No, it doesn't. And I watched a lot
March
of Joe
2nd.
Biden.
Yes, it happens all the time with Biden. He can't ever complete a full.
March 2nd.
I listened
Donald
to him
Trump called President Biden Obama again.
This stuff has all happened in the last month and a half. Donald Trump said Iran said they were going to bomb us. They said not inside the compound, but outside of it. That's respect.
They called us to tell us that we're going to hit back. Here's the target, but we're not going to hit the target. We're going to just miss it. This is Iran, who's supposed to be so hostile. They respected us, and I respect them.
He said magnets go poof in water.
Give me a glass of water. Let me drop it on the magnets. That's the end of the magnets.
You need ID to buy bread.
You know, you have voter ID to buy a loaf of bread.
He said he looks like Elvis. He said wind turbines kill whales.
Windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before.
He said, quote, they're trying to debank us.
They want to debank you, and we're going to debank.
He said he ran against Obama, and Obama's going to get us into World War II.
With Obama, we won an election that everyone said couldn't be won. We would be in World War II very quickly if we're going to be relying on this man.
He said that again like a few days ago.
Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word. You heard that, nuclear.
Jeb Bush got us into the Middle East.
Jeb, remember Jeb? He got us into the Middle East. How did that work out, right?
Corn is non-liquid gold.
Well, I just met non-liquid gold. It's called corn.
He blamed Nikki Haley for January 6th and confused Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi.
They never report the crowd on January 6th. Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people.
He said John Deere makes elevators.
I could tell you about the elevators on a tremendous aircraft carrier, the Gerald Ford. They had an almost $1 billion cost overrun on the magnetic elevators. Why didn't they use John Deere? Why didn't they bring in the John Deere people? Do you like John Deere? I like John Deere, but...
He said he wants the economy to crash.
When there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months.
Got the city he was in wrong.
Sioux Falls. Thank you very much, Sioux Falls. So, Sioux City, let me ask you.
He said supply chain. I've never heard of that term.
Supply chain. You never heard that term.
He said the U.S. It's like us. I just thought of that.
If you think about it, us equals U.S. I just picked that up. Has anyone ever thought of that before?
Here's a little bit of a difference, though. Trump is talking all the time. Biden comes out of his basement about once a week.
Biden speaks about twice a week.
And he never takes questions.
He doesn't matter. He speaks 2 or 3 times a week. Right, but you can't.
No, he never
point me
takes
to
random questions.
Okay, so you can't point me to things.
Questions are asked before he's asked.
Can you point me to things that?
You just okay. I'll
what was
to you.
the?
Well, I get a chance.
I'm asking you to be specific. You're speaking in vague generalities. I'm asking you to be specific. What was the last speech of Joe Biden that you watched all the way through?
Man, I tell you, it's hard to watch any of him anytime he's talking unless.
So no.
I'm looking for a good laugh.
So none of
How
it.
do you document that? How do you document
Because
that
I
he
think
forgot
every
his
time
name?
anytime I'm watching the news, I do watch the news every day. Every day they show a clip of him stumbling, falling, slurring his words, freezing. There is no way this guy can go 4 more years. There is absolutely no way.
You haven't listened to him, man, because I've listened to a lot of Joe Biden and I've listened to a lot of Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is clearly there's something wrong with him. Joe Biden, you're like, oh yeah, every once in a while he has a gaffe. I don't know if you know this, but Joe Biden's had a gaffe all the time, all the way, even through the vice presidency, he was gaffe prone, and this was talked about in the news. And you guys point to like one thing that happens every other month or every 3 months, like, oh my God, look at this. He speaks
No,
2
it
times
happens.
a week.
It's a reoccurrence every time he talks.
Not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
When?
After Super Tuesday, he spoke. That's when he froze. He didn't even know
Can
what
you
he
show
was saying.
me?
and totally
Okay,
forgot.
name another time.
Well, I don't have my computer to
Okay,
Google.
because I just
everything.
gave you
I'm
a
not
dozen and I
documenting
wasn't
like
even
you do.
done. I just
You're
gave you over a
writing it all
dozen and I
down
wasn't
on
even
a paper.
done. Right, and this is
And
just
I
in the
feel like
last
that
week.
if I had it on my paper, you wouldn't let me talk anyway.
Okay, can you find something then? Because you don't listen
You
to
don't
Joe
have anything.
Biden. You've admitted it, and you've made this conclusive claim that he somehow doesn't make any sense, despite the fact that you never listened to him.
Okay, and do you agree with all of the immigration, the illegals
What
coming into
the
our country
fuck?
that he's also now
Pivot.
flying them?
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Pivot.
What do you think about the immigration? You think that's a good thing?
I think you just pivoted off of what we were talking
Bro,
about.
you go off topic more than Joe Biden.
That's still my
That's a
favorite
lot.
line. Republicans debate like they think Joe Biden talks.
Exactly.
Well, we were talking about the stumbling. And I was like, if you want me to write it all down, I can. I'll come on another time. But I can't give you specifics because I don't write everything down. I don't do this for a living.
Right, but we're talking in the last month. We're not talking like a single gaffe from Donald Trump. We're talking it becoming increasingly problematic. And I watched Joe Biden, and you point to a thing where he like freezes up and it's out of context, or they post something that's out of context, because 9 times out of 10, when I see one of these videos and I go, look it up, there's more to it. It was not included. But when you go and look at Donald Trump, there wasn't more included. This is what he said. And you have a guy that I said 4 or 5 months ago now that he is in a state of rapid mental decline. And Donald Trump, very clearly, every single day now is saying something more and more bizarre. Every single day. That was the newest thing. He just forgot words all of a sudden. And even Steve Bannon said that he thought Donald Trump has dementia.
Oh, there's no way.
Yes,
The guy's way too broad for that. And
Steve,
I
I'll
tell
read
you, the
it to you.
Democrats right now are so scared. They're trying to do everything, like bombard him with court cases that are unfounded. He's winning every one by one when they go to court. He's about to win the one in Atlanta for the corrupt
E. Jean Carroll.
district
fraud
attorney
case.
there.
Right here, Business
Trump
Insider.
University.
Steve Bannon believed Trump had dementia. Right here. And plotted to remove him as president because of his dementia.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that hate Trump. I'll agree with you there, but there's a lot of people that really like him. And I do believe it's not even going to be close if it ends up being Trump against Biden. But I don't think Biden's going to do it. He's going to bow out. Gavin Newsom or somebody's
What?
going to step in.
No, Biden's going to run. Listen, man, the confidence that you guys have, like the pure hubris of thinking that you guys have lost 7 elections in a row. You have won 1 popular vote in 34 years. Of thinking that your most unpopular candidate ever, never broke 42%, somehow is going to come in and he's going to destroy him, despite having gotten beat by 8 million votes at a time when the Republican Party is the most unpopular they have ever been and raised the least amount of money they ever have, that somehow they're going to come in and beat the Democrats. And not
I
that
don't
you just
think it's
think
gonna be close.
that you're beyond confident is actually
I am.
wild.
As long as
I
it's
know.
a fair election, as long as it's a fair election.
Oh, it is.
Biden's
Donald
not
Trump
gonna have a
lost
chance.
fairly by 8 million votes. So you're going to have to cope with that one.
Well, we'll see how everything's coping. I'm going to love coming to this channel.
I know
I've got to write it on my calendar,
they do
put it
that.
on here on
It's-
When you
election night.
lose,
I know they won't.
wanna
But you
see your
won't come back. I just
reaction
want to
on
say. I
election
just want to
night.
say. You know what's funny? I was just to be clear. I was right in 2018. I was right in 2020. I was right in 2022, and I'm going to be right in 2024. Likely to be.
No, you're not. Not even
Okay,
close.
sure, that's fine. And you guys were calling for a red wave in 2022, and I said there wasn't going to be. I said you guys were going to lose in 2020, and you did. And you know how many people came back in either of those instances as Republicans said, well, you were right. Not one. Despite the tens of thousands of comments and people saying shit like that, not one single person came back and said, wow, you're actually right. So I don't expect you to come back. I expect you to disappear.
No, I'll put it on my calendar for election night because I really hope you're live.
Sure you
I really
will.
hope you're live.
I'm sure. How about you come back and pay me for my time then?
Pay you for what time? For telling mistruths, for lying, and
I no,
everything
for
that
being
you're
right
doing?
about the election. In the mistruths. What have I said what have I said that's not accurate?
You don't think that Biden has any more gaffes than the normal person, or you think it's normal
Yeah,
for
you
him
haven't
to do that?
you haven't substantiated
normal for him to
anything.
freeze.
No, stop. You made a claim and then we're not able to substantiate it. That's not something I'm wrong on. That's something you have
You're
failed
not
to
Googling
substantiate.
it. You're not finding
Can
him
you
freezing.
tell me I've listened to it all. I do this every single day.
Okay.
Can you tell me something I was factually wrong about?
Yeah, everything that you're talking about.
One thing,
you spread
please.
the things that you spread on this
Be
channel.
specific, man.
One thing, please be specific.
That Biden isn't losing his mind.
That's not something that's factually provable.
Again,
That's
opinion-based.
It's
That's
very factual. You
opinion-based.
can look at it. Okay,
Can you
let me
give
ask
me
you this.
something
Let
I
me
was
ask you
no
this.
no?
Let me ask
Can you
you this.
give me
Hold on a
no?
second.
Can you give me something I was factually wrong about, not something that you have an opinion on that
Well,
you're
I'm
wrong
trying
and
to
can't
make that
substantiate?
point. You said that he think he's sound and he's mentally sound right now. Okay, when Trump was president, the Democrats demanded that he go take the test to where
No, he
they
didn't.
checked his cognitive skills.
No, they didn't. No, they
No,
didn't.
we didn't. He just went and took it. No one demanded he did
Because
that.
there was nothing to hide. There's nothing to hide.
And then bragged
Nobody
about it
demanded he
6
did
years
it.
later.
Biden won't take that test.
Nobody demanded because it was.
Does it
It's
really
a test
sound
that,
like-
Oh my god! It's a test that has to look at whether or not people have mental decline. It's not like, oh my god, they're so incredibly good at this
I
test.
know. Biden
The whole
won't
point
take
is
that.
you're supposed to beat the test. If you don't beat the test, there's something significant. It was embarrassing that a president's like, I beat this test that has to do with whether or not I have cognitive mental decline. You said though that I was wrong about something, and I'm still waiting.
Well, just you're just putting everything in your words. You're not letting me get my points across.
You may go.
You can shut up, Jaden. You're worthless.
Ligma.
He got so triggered. Oh man.